third game of this semi-final, BYOB versus FroG. We will be starting this game in about 10 seconds. We've just gone to the map to see what the splits will be like, and I will drop you into the game pretty much now. So we see these two teams coming out for this last game, who will get that 1-0 on the final, and have the benefit of having that one game up in that final game. Will it be FroG? Will it be BYOB? As we watch Kyle now hitting the midpoint with the treb. No one on the treb on the red team at the moment. We do see Popka and GW2 now on the midpoint going for this, and they're going to be trying to keep it for as long as they possibly can. It does look like the thief from blue has moved over as well to the red treb, but it looks like he was able to rotate out there fast enough to actually make sure that he wasn't able to get any damage off on that treb at all or on him. So Kashmir now moving on to the midpoint with Popka just trying to get out of the point now as Bar's trying to put some pressure on him. Maybe going to try and get some AoE damage as soon as possible. Kashmir very much against GW2. This battle will not end in the near future. And this Kyle Warrior can come in, and he's just rotated in very, very nicely there. Kashmir very much on his own on this point. Still got a couple of cooldowns left. GW2 has moved out as he doesn't need to be on that point. He'll probably try and offer some support from the sides. He's going to come back in now. We do see that BYOB have actually claimed the windmill now, and they moved over to the windmill to cap that. So we do see them doing a good job at getting that point, trying to get those points solidified. We see them have 20 points currently at the moment. Kashmir going down to about 600 HP. He's going to go down here to Ed and to Kyle. But Popka now coming in with the Shadow Refuge, able to probably get a res off as well, doing very well at trying to res outside the circle as much as possible. He'd get a lot of cleave damage on him, so he wasn't actually able to get Kashmir up. Kashmir not going to use that free because he knows he is going to die there, so it's just going to be wasting time as he tries to get res. We do see Red now have got the 2 out of points. Arcofan moving over to Draz, and Idar now trying to put as much burst damage as he possibly can. Popka look like he's going to come in as well up to the point, doing a nice job there, coming in onto Edar as well. Oh, but Popka just got caught, unfortunately, by Edar, as he did see him come in. Popka now moving on to the point to try and get resed by Draz, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get that. Grotch now moving over there. He's a 3-on-1 over on the mansion. Not sure that was the best idea the best thing for Grotch to do, but I think he wanted to try and help in that team fight. Arcofan there is fine at mid. It does look like they're going to be getting that point. Alice Luss now trying to follow Kyle Warrior off the windmill over here, saying this is my point and you will not be having it, mate. Kashmir just getting able to get in on the mansion point so that they cannot get it capped. Very, very good job from him. Arcofan trying to range now on the point as Grotch is trying to keep him here as well. Probably Arco could move in on this point. Grotch could be more useful elsewhere, probably on the mids. We do see Bar now and Edar coming in on Bullet Tooth Joe. Grotch doesn't have to get back over here at all because there is a 2 versus 1 situation going down. So we do see the Warrior from red about to move through, probably to mid. Bullet Tooth Joe now going down on about 5% HP, unfortunately. It's doing well as surviving though, doing a very good job. Alice Luss now ranging from the side, able to get that fear off, but not able to get in on the point to try and capitalise on it. It would have been a good idea to maybe hold that fear as well. Arcofan very, very well down there, up on that point to keep that. Bullet Tooth Joe is down now on about 50% HP underneath the clock tower, trying to get a res up from Kashmir's coming in very, very nice from him, being very, very map aware and getting over to res him as soon as he possibly can. Arcofan down, Grotchton and Edar now coming in. Edar dropping that Shadow Refuge, doing a very, very nice job at getting the res off. Draz now in a lot of trouble over on this point with Popka. Is there going to be a lot of focus on him? Looks like they potentially could lose this point, but the Shadow Refuge went down on Draz, and Kashmir was able to get the res in there with Popka as well, getting some resing off on that point. But unfortunately on that res, they did get a lot of stealth, so they lost quite a few ticks on that point. So they've got to watch out as they only need 2 more ticks blue to actually get this point. Grotchaton there doing a nice empower pump on that point. Kashmir trying to keep as much damage going and support coming out as possible. Does look like Kyle War is actually having a bit of an issue. He has been standing still for quite a while. Grotchaton now trying to bunker on this point as much as possible. And with Arcofan coming in as well, he is able to do that. Does look like we may have lost Kyle here. I'm not too sure what the rule is on that. It has actually gone to a DC. So I am going to ask the guys what they want to do. in this case. So we do see at the moment it is 167 points to BYOB, 97 to Blue. They're getting almost 100 points now in the lead. I'm not sure what they want to do at the moment. It's just alerting these guys that FroG have fought. He is back. So we will see what they want to do about that. I'm not sure what they want to do. We'll probably keep going because it wasn't a very long AFK and it didn't really do a massive amount in the game, to be honest. So we'll see GW2 now very much bunkering on the mansion as he has been for quite a lot of the game now. He's been at mid for a bit as well, but you know, Kyle Ward now coming in, taking full advantage as he was out of the game. So he's got a lot to make up for as he's coming in on the point. Kashmir was down to about half HP. We do see Alice Lust went down at the mid. Popka on the midpoint versus two people, trying to keep it contested because that's what he wants to do. He wants to try and keep it contested until someone can try and back him up in the mid. Bullet Joe using that F1 ability from his hammer very well there to try and get himself onto that midpoint as soon as he possibly can. That stun was very, very good. Popka can afford to get out of the point at the moment because bar none has just gone down indeed. So Red will be taking this midpoint, but they did just lose the windmill point. So Blue doing a good job at rotating around the map to try and actually try and make sure that Red have only got one cap at a time, which is working very, very well for them. Popka now moving over to Windmill to try and support Alice Lust, as we do see GW2 now moving over to that point with Edda as well. So trying to get as much damage as they possibly can as Alice Lust, while he's indeed trying to get out of the points to reset his health and try and come back in. Do you see Kashmir potentially going to go down over here? Hasn't got many cooldowns left. Oh, not very good for him. Bulletproof Joe going to try and get that as he uses not able to get the res, and it's not looking good for Bulletproof Joe. So he's going to try and keep this point. It is very much a 3-on-1 fight. Are they going to stay here to try and keep this pardon me, to try and keep this going for as long as possible, or are they just going to keep it contested? It does look like they are just going to keep it contested for now, as it is Kyle versus Bulletproof Joe. I think they're aware that Bulletproof Joe has used all his cooldowns, he uses elite. He's only got 10 seconds left until that comes off cooldown though, so he might be able to get away with it, but he's got at the moment 4 stacks of vulnerability, and he does have that torment and that burning, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that. Kyle obviously needs to get the cap, so Bulletproof Joe was able to get away there, so nice move from him. Do you see Blue now solidifying the mansion cap point? Mid has been capped still by Red, so Drazir moving over to the windmill to try and support Kashmir and Popka. GW2 is going to be standing on that point as much as possible, and the Blue needs to try and stay with him to take advantage of that supporting power from him. Kashmir also doing the same as well, trying to stay on the edge of the point to offer that bit of support, but it does look like they're trying to just get over to Popka and try and res him, but that was quite a good move from them. They didn't go for the down, they actually came back onto the point to try and make sure that they could keep that. Now getting the res off on bar as well, so very much a full-on team fight going over on the windmill at the moment. Alice Lust just trying to venture out of the point, trying to get a bit more health up, but Edda is very, very aware, trying to keep the pressure on him and the damage. Bar also getting the damage on him as much as possible. You can see Alice Lust there getting the torment off as well, popping that dress shot, but getting back out very, very fast. There's a lot of bursts on him, trying to get that down as soon as possible. Are they going to be able to get the res? No. FroG indeed were able to get that down, so that's going to be a big push in this fight. We do see 4 members of FroG versus 2 at the moment of BYOB. BYOB are doing a very, very good job at the moment. They did decap Mansion, but now Bulletproof Joe is actually going to think, you know what, so I'm just going to go and full cap it. And at the moment, that is a very, very good move for him to do, because they can get the 2 cap at the moment over FroG. We do see him 150 points at the moment ahead of that team. So Kyle is actually going to go down as well as he was in Vengeance. Popcar doing a good job at just running away there. So unfortunately, Blue are committing too much of their pressure over to this point, but they need to, so they don't get the 3 cap over them, because they will just steamroll ahead. There is nothing in this map at the moment that can probably help them to get ahead on points, other than potentially using the Treb, which hasn't been used at the moment, and is over here and is on pretty much full HP. So maybe that could be a very, very beneficial thing for them to use. But as I'm actually saying that, I realise that they're the team ahead. So, you know, just completely scrap what I just said. But Blue still can get that repair kit and use that, because in this fight at the moment, that would be a very, very beneficial tool. But no one using that initiative to try and maybe get the Treb involved, because at the moment they're going to be losing. They're losing 150 points until Red actually get the win here, and BYOB looks like at the moment they're going to be going to the final with the 2 cap over FroG, with the FroG actually only having 1 cap in this game at the moment. So it's looking very, very good for them. We do see Alice Lust now going down on the point, but this is by all means not over for a Red team. Kashmir was able to get that res. This was so good. Not enough damage coming out, unfortunately, from the guys to be able to stop that res. Not enough burst and cleave to actually keep him from rezzing as a Guardian as well. Gotchson getting that might stack off with that Empower as well. Alice Lust, not many cooldowns left, and wants to try and get into that staff as soon as she can. Unfortunately wasn't able to. Drazin now coming off, trying to get that res as well. Was able to get res. A very, very nice move there. Edar and Gotchson not having a good time at trying to hold this point, but it does look like this epic fight that's been holding off over at the windmill is going to be not ending anytime soon. So we do see Barnum now coming into the point. Gotchson now quite low as well. Can she get that Torment stack off? Not quite. Not going to get the cooldown off, I don't think. And wasn't able to get the actual Torment AoE off on any of them there. And unfortunately, looks like she's going to go down on the point. Just off the point. Sorry, Drazin now on his own. But unfortunately, this is where BYOB are making a big error. They haven't actually got. They've got 3 guys on 1. And Bulletooth Joe, I think it's at the moment just trebbing far. It's actually picked up the initiative there and done a good job of just moving in on them. So that was very, very good from him. A nice move for him to move over to that point. So we do see that Barnum here is just going to hold this point. They've got 2 cap back now, 100 points, almost 200 points behind now. Not sure what FroG can do to come back. They have got the 2 cap, but at the moment they need to get that point decap to actually come back into this fight. So guys, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. It does look like at the moment BYOB will be moving to the final of this FroG tournament. FroG looks like they potentially could be going to the loser brackets if face off Lamb at the moment. Haven't seen that team, so it will be interesting to see how they fight as a team and how we'll be going with that. So probably a quick break after this game, but it's not over yet, as we do see 410 points to Red and 251 to Blue, and Blue are killing them at the moment. Alice Lost going down on the point, unfortunately not going to be able to get that res off. So do you see Draz coming in there as well, trying to keep it. Not really much point in them staying. They're staying here really to just keep them out of the rest of the map rather than anything else. Arco is going to be able to, Bar is going to be able to actually hold that point off for now. We do see in the middle Popcut and a Thief battle going down at the mid. Do like watching these Thief battles because it's very interesting. Normally a little bit of luck here and there, and whoever gets that combo off first, very, 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 very interesting fights you can see between 2 thieves sometimes. So I'm going to nip off this fight for now. It does look like Popco is not going to be getting the best of this at the moment. Still got Shadow Refuge, so he can nip off, maybe get his health back off, which he's just trying to keep it contested for as long as he possibly can. The trap hit was good there. Able to get that Shadow Refuge off and get the down. No, but he's moved back, so the next shot for the trap interrupt. Oh, it's so nice. And this next trip shot might take Idar out. Oh no, the damage. Bluetooth Joe comes in. A nice save there. The combo of Alice Lust on the treb and Bulletooth Joe on the treb. A very, very nice combo there from the guys to pick off that save on mid. And none of Blue, unfortunately, able to get back into the mid to actually help keep that point contested to any degree. Kashmir now going down over at the mansion point. Blue need to pick it up. 25 points now till they win this match with solid 2 cap coming in. And they're being supported on all points at the moment. Red looking like they're going to take this game as it stands. 485 points to 324. That is in favour of BYOB. It looks like BYOB will be taking it to the final in a 1-0 head start against the team who will be playing in the other semi-final in our losers brackets. So a GG to both teams there, as we see 2 very, very close games. Well, the second game not so close. Unfortunately, FroG getting a bit of a DC, but not for too long. Didn't really impact on the game as a whole. It was pretty damn epic.